Hello you guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I wanted to make a short story time video. So for those of you that do not know, obviously I am a top. I definitely prefer, if I'm being intimate with my partner, um, being the more active one, if you get my drift. Now, does that mean that I never bottom? No, absolutely not. I definitely do, but I just feel like if I am ever going to bottom, it needs to be for somebody that I'm dating. It needs to be with somebody that I have like a committed relationship. But when it comes to just random hookups, no, baby girl. I am not about to put myself through all of that preparation and intensity for some random DL dude. It's not happening. So, I was basically, I was out and about in town, and whenever I'm like walking or whatever, I get pulled up by a lot of different guys. Like, a lot of guys like to talk to me. And to be honest, I kind of feed into it, like I entertain it. Um, because it's nice when people gas you up, like, I'm not gonna lie. But 9 times out of 10, I don't actually give the guys my correct number, and I don't, I don't pursue it further. Which kind of sucks because I've met a lot of really, really cute guys that were trying to get to know me. But I feel like when you are trans, especially when you've reached the female threshold, telling people that you're trans is such a vulnerable act that I don't like to put myself out there with just any random guy just because they showed me interest or they're showing me some type of attention. So normally I give them some fake name and I give them a fake number and I leave it at that. And before, I think this is the one thing I really miss about not passing, because when I didn't pass and guys would see me, they knew what was up from the jump. You know what I mean? But this time, so I'm walking, I'm going about my business, and this guy basically, he swerves his car and he stops right in front of me and he rolls down the window. So I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on here? And he was really, really cute. Let's just start there. He had dimples, he had muscles, like my size, my type, all of that. So baby boy pulls down the window and he's all like, hey, listen, I lost my number. Can I have yours? So, it was a cute little pickup line. And there was something about that boy. There was something in his eyes and just in his smile that I was like, oh, fuck it, Christabel, you only live once. So I give him my number and we chat for I think a minute, and then he has to drive off. But he contacted me on WhatsApp that very same day. So he sends me this message, and immediately I see his profile picture, and I'm like, oh damn, bitch, this man is very, very attractive. So he's all like, hey, this is Kevin, and I'm the guy that you met. He's all like, oh, I think you're really beautiful. Thank you so much for giving me your number. I really want to get to know you more. Now, normally, I try not to entertain a lot of those conversations because I feel like they end in tears. They end in me being rejected, me questioning myself, and they usually don't go anywhere. But with him, there was something different. Like, he was making a solid effort. Like, he would send me messages in the morning, and he would send me these little pictures and these little quotes. So I was like, wow, this guy is really, really pulling out all the stops, you know what I mean? So I think it was the second or the third day. Actually, it was sometime in the night, but it was 2 days or 3 days after I had met him. Now, we had been texting and he had been flirting, and it got to a point where I was like, fuck it, bitch. You need to tell him. You need to tell him your tea. This boy is adamant that he wants to meet you. So, I just sent him the text message and I'm like, hey, listen, I think you're really cute and I think you're really cool, but you need to know that I am transgender. Now, as soon as I send that text message, he starts typing and he's like, wait, does that mean you're a cross-dresser? And I've gotten this question before, so I had to educate this little boy, and I was like, no, I am not a cross-dresser. I was genetically born male, and I have transitioned into a female. And he sends a message, and he's immediately like, oh, sorry, I'm just new to this. And then he asks the next question, which is, what do you have down there? Now, I have no shame in my body or what I look like or whatever. So I'm like, Penelope's still there. Like, she is literally still there. This is where the message kind of turns, and not in a bad way, but in like a really like cute way, because he was like, wow, like I like you even more now. He said, I'm sorry if I say anything to offend you. It's just I've never talked to anyone who's like you before, but I like you so much more now. So he basically let it slip that he's always been interested in the girls, and now he really, really wants to meet me. Now this boy, as cute as he is, was a fuckboy. I could see from just the messages he was sending me, he's a straight up fuckboy. He wasn't anything serious. And I low-key wanted to get fucked. Or rather, I wanted to fuck him. As we're talking, the conversation turns into sex, and he was asking me all these questions about like, what's my preference? What do I like doing? And I just put it out there because I wasn't about to, like open Pandora's box and be like, you can top me. I'm like, no, I'm not dating you. We're not serious. So I'm just going to put it out there that I like to penetrate my partners. So I sent him that text message, and baby boy was keen. As soon as I said that, he's like, okay, when can I meet you? When can we talk? When can we hang out? When can I come over? What's good? So I'm like, okay, have you ever been topped before? Because I don't know, maybe he's bisexual, maybe he actually has been with the girls, maybe he's played with himself, maybe he's been pegged, I don't know. So he's like, no, he's never tried that, but he's really, really interested. So I'm like, okay, all systems go. Let's meet up. Let's have some drinks. And then we can do what grown folks do. So, I meet up with the boy and we have drinks. When I say this boy was even cuter in person, when I was actually sitting across the table from him, like, I don't know if it was the liquor or if it's because it's been a while since I've actually topped anyone, but this boy was doing the things. And he came to impress, like, let's not joke. So, he's buying me drinks, he's gassing me up, and, he was still really shocked that I like top in relationships. And I think a lot of people, because of my demeanor, they just assume that I'm the soft, delicate, submissive type, when in reality it is the exact opposite. So we end up going to his place, and he's prepped and everything, and we start kissing, and he's grabbing me. Just from his kissing, he had me going hard. He had me like wanting to rip his clothes off. So we're kissing. He acquaints himself with Penelope. He goes downstairs, and I'm just, like, my blood is boiling, not boiling in a mad way, but like my blood's pumping, my heart's beating, and I'm like, okay, bend over, let's do this, let's get it done. Now, I'll never forget when, obviously we get naked and he sees me in full force and he sees everything that I'm working with. He literally needed to pick his jaw up from the ground. So he's going down on me, and he was so good. He was so good. And I think that was the best part of it. Then we start. Now, obviously, you have to prep a person before you dive right in. So I'm doing my bit, I came prepared. I'm doing my bit. I'm prepping the boy. And I could tell that he was a little bit, when somebody is super, super tight and they've never done anything before, I was like, okay, he's new in town. He's not experienced in this area. But it's cool. I'm experienced, so I'm like, I'll take care of you. Girl, when I say I tried to put it in, and this boy leaped to the other side of the bed, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, like, what's good? Are we gonna do this, or what's up? And he's all like, okay, yeah, just give me a moment, just give me some time. Now, obviously when you're about to get topped, you need to get your breathing in. And I'm telling him, I'm like, come on, baby, just breathe. Just work with me here. Just breathe. It'll be fine. It's going to be a little intense when we start, but just breathe through it. I think the most I got in there it was more than my head. It was my head and just a little bit. And this boy is just oohing, not oohing, but he's like moaning and like groaning and like pulling the sheets. Literally, his face was so pink, I could see veins busting out. And you would think this would like turn me off, but for whatever reason, it had me wanting to go in there even more. And I just mentally told myself that, Penelope, just work with me and finish quickly, because this boy has a good 3 minutes in him before he's all like, no, we need to stop. And in as much as I didn't really get in there, the little bit that I was able to get was so freaking good. Now, I'm in my zone here. I'm in my zone. I'm like getting all of it. And I can hear this boy is close to tears. So I'm just like, okay, baby, just breathe. Just work with me. Come on. Like, you can do this, baby. We're almost there. And we weren't. We literally had to stop because Motor Mouth, who freaking wanted to do all of the things with me, couldn't last or couldn't make it through 3 minutes of being topped. But it is what it is. And I guess, like when it's your first time, I remember my first time, I probably was a bigger wuss than this boy ever was. But, like, he had to stop, and then I just, finished myself off because I could see from his facial expression that he really needed a lot more practice. He needed a lot more practice. But you know, he made up for it. He finished me off in other ways. And I was just kind of like, and it's kind of funny because I'm not somebody who considers myself to be super well endowed, but apparently a girl is. Apparently a girl is. And the frustrating part is, okay, like if it had to be according to me, if it had to be the world according to Christabel, I would have wanted a nice, you know, cute little 30 minutes, hour and a half, just to feel myself. But baby boy he just wasn't here for it. He literally was not here for it. And, you know, in the back of my mind, I was kind of hoping that, you know, we would chill for like another 30 minutes to an hour and then we would try again. Nope. I just had to make peace with the little bit that I got and let things be. Now, the funny thing is, after we had hooked up, I thought he was going to be like all these other DL boys and be like, oh, you know, like ghosting me and whatever. Baby boy still wanted to get some. And I think now that I'm still talking to him, I was just kind of like, okay, baby, if you want to get on this ride, you need to make sure that you prepare. And I think for any guys that watch my videos, leave with this piece of advice. Prepare yourself. Preparation is key. Don't be hasty. Get yourself ready. And yeah, then we can play. Well, anyway, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I love you guys so much. I hope to see you next time. Bye.